Hey guys, this is Jonathan and welcome to another C++ tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to be learning about the else statement, which has a lot to do with the if statement. Now, so far what we've done is with our if statement is we've said if a condition is true, this condition in the round brackets here, then do all these lines of code. And we could have multiple lines of code in here. So we could have 2 lines like this. And the output would now print out both of those lines. But what if it isn't true? If it isn't true, it would be nice to have a different set of commands that are run. And what we do is we say else. So if this fails, then we do the other option. So if this, otherwise, or else, do all this. So if I just copy this over here, and type in not something, let's say. So now we're saying if this is true, run these lines of code, otherwise or else run these the last lines of code there. So now when we output, we're still outputting something because x is greater than or equal to y. Now if I switch this to x is smaller than or equal to y, obviously 5 is not smaller than or equal to 4. So now it will output the else statement, not something. Now we can take this one step further. But before we do that, let's just clean up this code a little bit here. We're going to start off with our first option. If x is equal to y, and we will put in equal to indicate that the two values are equal. And then otherwise else statement, the x could be greater than y or it could be less than y. So we want to separate these two and make a distinction. So instead of just saying else or otherwise, we would say else if x is greater than y, then output greater. And then obviously as our third statement, we would say else if x is smaller than y and output smaller. So now when we run this, we will see that x should be greater than y. And so the output is greater. If we set x to smaller than y, the output will be smaller. And if we set x equal to y, the output will be equal. So this is how it works. And one other thing we could simplify in this code is remove this else if statement, the last one, because we know that if x has failed this statement, and so x is not equal to y, and if x is not greater than y, then the only other possibility is that x is less than y. So we can just say else do this and not have to evaluate that last line. And so it will still work exactly the same way. So if we set x to 1, making it smaller than y, it will still output all the correct code. But we didn't have to write as much, and there's no point adding unnecessary if statements here and there. So now you have a more complete understanding of the if and of the if-else statements. Thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe.